Good evening and welcome once again to Schenectady Online with Joe Kelleher. It's a pleasure to have you here. Check us out online, www.sacc.tv. That's for the Schenectady Access Cable Council. I'm your host, Joe Kelleher. Thank you so much once again. I want to start off this week with a very special thank you, not only to all those who came out to my kickoff event and meet and greet that I had down at Arthur's Market, but to the one, the only Mr. Richard Genest, who hosted the event for me down over that way. It was a fantastic kickoff. Joe Sinatra, we appreciate your time and your efforts. Thank you so much for your musical entertainment. We had lots of great singers that stopped by, and really enjoyable time meeting and greeting so many of the folks from here in Schenectady. Not only from, actually, I'm going to say it this way. I'm going to say from all sides of Schenectady. Multiple people came out to meet with me and talk with me about things that are happening here in the city, things they'd like to see happen in the city, and it was a pleasure to be out there. Richard, thank you so much, and we'll look forward to working with you more in the future. And for the folks down the stockade that just happened to stop by and wish me well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be there for you and for all of Schenectady to make things happen for us, the people of the city of Schenectady. This is our beloved city. Let's make it work for us. Moving right along, we're going to take a look at the reassessment from Vince Riggi. Vince Riggi talked about not only on this last City Council committee meeting, but in multiple other meetings too, about how some of the assessments have gone. And I took the opportunity of going up to the city's website and downloading information regarding the assessment. And what's been going on is multiple businesses here in the city have gone to the city reassessment commission and the assessment board and have gotten themselves reassessed, not only for this year 2014, but retroactive for 2011, 2012, and 2013. Here's one of the businesses in particular that had a reassessment done. Over on J Street, the property was originally assessed at just shy of $300,000, $295,400. It was assessed for in 2009, 2010, 2011, all the way up to 2013. There was what was called a ministerial error for those years, and they were omitted from previous resolutions. And the property was reassessed at $230,000, so a $65,000 drop in their assessment, retroactive for 6 years. And that in turn means less taxes or less revenue coming into the city. What does that mean for you and I? Well, I'll get to that in just a few moments. Taking a look at another property here in this city at 844 Hampton Avenue, a property that was assessed in 2011, 2012, 2013 at $149,000 and $149,300. It was reassessed over there, again due to a ministerial error, and reassessed at $130,000 retroactive to 2011. These, again, are all properties that we're seeing that people, the owners went to the city and asked for a proper assessment on their property based on current values of not only businesses, but buildings and homes in the area. These particular are businesses, and they were reassessed at a lower property. Now, my wife and I happened to turn our information in, and our reassessment was denied. And we're trying to figure out why. The city does not owe you an explanation, but you, as a homeowner, as a property owner, have the ability to fight that and take it to small claims court, which is exactly what we're doing. We see so many businesses, if you go back through the notes and take a look for yourself, up at the city's website, because anytime a property is reassessed, it has to be posted. It's posted in the tax rolls, as well as posted up on many times. This one I found in the City Council's committee agenda. So you can take a look online there too and find out. But if you don't get the assessment that you're looking for, or you don't believe your property is properly assessed, and you take it to the city and you're denied, you have every right to take them to small claims court, which is exactly what we're doing. And I will keep you posted on what happens with that, because for my property to be assessed at one price and the property next door to me with a lot twice the size and a house that's just about the same size, maybe a little bit newer with some modifications on it, plus a swimming pool, for that property to be assessed at the exact same price as mine is a little bit difficult for me to understand. And nobody can explain that to me. But I'll be looking into that further, and I'll certainly let you, the people, know how it turns out and what you need to do to get the same thing done. We need to make sure that our properties are assessed properly here in the city of Schenectady. And there's a reason for that. We've seen a lot of the wasteful spending, and I've spoken to you in previous episodes about how a half mile of road needed $426,000 to be paved, only for me to be told that when I asked about it, when I asked why it costs 4 times more to pave that much road here in the city of Schenectady, and for me to be told by a particular council person that they took half of that money out and put it into a recreational fund, which we haven't seen much of these recreational funds go to certain areas yet, like Orchard Park, which the last time I stopped in there back just a couple weeks ago was overgrown, hadn't been mowed, and has nothing but broken swing sets in it. Where is that money going? Even the roadway to get in there is dirt and full of potholes. Kids don't really want to play there because there's not much for them except for a small basketball court with, I think there was a chain basket on top of the hoop, and then some really rugged, broken down metal swings, and that's it. What would it cost for us to take some funds or somebody to adopt that park, which I've spoken to people who want to do that, and for a neighborhood to get together and put together maybe with a donation or a discounted price from one of our big box stores that are in the area over this way, a real play set that the kids can go in and play on, and that the kids can be kids again inside a playground. I'm sure that it wouldn't take much, and there are people that are out there in the Mount Pleasant area and the Mount Pleasant Neighborhood Association that are willing to do it. So going back to our discussion on the roads, I was told about half the funds going into the recreational fund. But what happens when I'm looking for the proper answer to the question? The question was, why does it cost 4 times more to pave a road here in the city of Schenectady? And nobody could answer that until I went and dug a little bit further. And as I mentioned, I know in the last episode that I spoke with one of the folks from the city engineering department who told me that funding from the CDBG funds, which is Community Development Block Grant, was supposed to go to not only the road itself, but also for curbs and sidewalks and pipes and such, which takes a lot more funds than just the about $100,000, which it would normally take just to mill and pave the road. So it gets a little bit deeper, but you have to remember, it not only the folks up at City Council, for the most part, I'm going to say, not everyone, but for the most part, they don't have all the answers. And you have to ask them over and over again before they go to find the answers. I'm one of the folks who goes out and finds the answers. And I went to the folks at the City Engineering Department and I got the answers. And that's why I'm bringing it here to you. You can do the same things. There's absolutely nothing stopping you. But there is something that you can do. If you don't feel your city council people are doing the right job, then you can fire them. And that happens in November. Take the opportunity, learn who the candidates are, and vote. Go out and vote. Find out more information. we're going to keep moving right along. But there's a Vince Riggi here, who's one of the very good voices here in Schenectady and has a show every year, once in a while, the Riggi Report. Watch for it. He's been talking about bringing it back again. We hope, Vince, you'll bring it back again soon. And you can find it online on YouTube, and you'll also see it, I believe, right here on SAC TV. But Vince talked about a citywide reassessment, which I think would be a huge benefit to us all. But more so, what we need to talk about is a citywide reassessment, not of the properties, but of the spending. We need to watch for more fiscal responsibility from our city council, and that goes across the board. We'll look into that a little bit further going down the road, but moving right along. I want to ask you about this. Have you taken a look and seen who the appointees are that are going to city positions? As you know, the mayor takes his opportunity to appoint people to certain positions here in the city. But a lot of times those people are not residents of this city. And we need to make sure that the mayor and the folks who do the hiring are held accountable to make sure that positions that are available here in this city go to qualified candidates in the city. If and when, and only if and when, a qualified candidate can't be found here in this city with proper advertisement of these positions, then and only then should it go to an outside party. Have you seen any information about that went out for a city assessor? Because I know that I didn't. I know there was talk about it. And what did we find? As I mentioned here in my last show, I found that the deputy assessor that was hired, or rather appointed by the city, is the daughter of one of the folks who has been one of the biggest contributors to our city council majority, and that's the Galisi Group. This gentleman works for the Galisi Group. His daughter is the new deputy assessor, and as I mentioned, that was a deputy assessor, not a full assessor. This assessor, we're still yet to find out who she is going to reporting to, because the gentleman that was in the position or filling the position for what was to be a temporary position, that was Nick Barber. Nick Barber has just all but exited that position, and this individual, who is the new deputy assessor, has taken over. But who's really behind the scenes that's pushing her? Because if you take a look at her information online, and anybody can go and find this information about her online, in her LinkedIn account, she has no background in assessment whatsoever. She has no training in assessment whatsoever. On her behalf, however, she does have training as a teacher. She does have training in business management, which I'm sure she would be very good at. But is she the right person to be an assessor? Folks, this is your funds. This is your money, your taxes, the revenue that the city gets from us that's going to these positions here for the city. But are we getting the most out of our money? That's what we need to ask. That's what we need to find out. And that's what you and I have every right to stand up at city council meetings on the second and fourth Mondays of every month and speak about. We need to know where our funds are going, and we need to hold the city council and the mayor accountable to us for fiscal responsibility here in the city. We'll keep moving right along. I want to talk about some really great things that are happening here in the city, like the fine folks at the farmers markets. Now, we've got farmers markets that are going on all over here in the city. It's absolutely fantastic. My wife and I were up at the Bellevue Farmers Market last weekend, and the folks over there at the Bellevue Neighborhood Association were out in full force. I want to thank the folks at Broadway Lunch for the great hot dog we had over that way, and the great folks over at Napoli Bakery. Now, Napoli Bakery, they said that they had a little bit of a problem where somebody went to TripAdvisor and got online to their account and told them that they were closed. They are far from closed, my friends. The food that they had was absolutely fantastic. I got a slice of this, what they call the ham and cheese pie, which is it's egg and cheese, ham, prosciutto, and my mother makes it. And every Easter we go up there and we start making these, and she makes it. It's called Pizza Game. They gave it another name because the one that the Napoli Bakery made didn't have the pizza dough on top of it. This was kind of open. It was seasoned. Very, very good. Very, very filling. It took me about 3 days to eat the whole thing. It was phenomenal, and for only $5. And let me tell you, if you have an opportunity to go see these folks, please go see them. But I found out that it was online. I went right online for them to TripAdvisor. I pulled it up and I marked it that they are open. They are really open for business, and their food is absolutely fantastic. So folks, Napoli Bakery, thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for the wonderful food that I got from you guys, and we'll be seeing you again soon, and keep going there to the farmers market. My wife and I had the opportunity to walk up and down Thompson Street there, right at Broadway, and we met some really fantastic folks over that way. Oh my gosh, it was incredible. And everybody is so willing to sit and talk with us. Took even some pictures of some potholes as we were walking along Thompson Street, practically at every corner on Thompson Street between Broadway there and was it, I'm sorry? Guilderland Avenue, that's right. So we've done so much walking over here over the past couple weeks that it's just phenomenal. And I forget where we walked so far, but right there in Bellevue, I think we saw what I took pictures of about 4 potholes as we walked along that street. And you guessed it, I'm putting those right up on the website. The website isn't fully complete yet, but these pictures of these potholes are definitely going up there as soon as I get this ready. Because, well, here's something that some of those funds could actually go to that the city is taking from us to take care of some of these higher priced roads, is they can take some of those funds and use them on the potholes on the roads that we travel on a regular basis. But not only at the Bellevue Farmers Market, but all the other farmers markets around, you'll see them doing these coupons where if you spend $5, folks who are underprivileged get the opportunity for a $2 coupon in return. And you can visit any of these farmers markets and any of their main booths, and they'll be more than happy to tell you about it, really. I'm going to move right along here and tell you about this eligibility for the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program. If you are over 60 years old, your monthly income is at or below $1,800 a month for a single person. For 2 people, $2,426 per month, or $3,000 or below for a 3-person household. Or if you're receiving or eligible to receive SSI, Public Assistance, Section 8 housing, and you have not received farmers market checks from any other location, you are eligible for this program. So make sure you stop down there and get these farmers market coupons where you can get fresh foods. Now, over the weekend, I was up in the Hamilton Hill area and went to the Bethel AME Church. Their 62nd anniversary. Congratulations, folks. You've done a fantastic job. You've been an integral part of this community for a very long time. But the pastor that was there made a very interesting point. The Hamilton Hill area is a food desert. You have to walk quite a ways in order to find a fresh apple. So here's an opportunity for City Council and such to step up to the plate. And I mentioned this down at Arthur's Market last weekend, where here's an opportunity for us to put a co-op in the area, for us to put a small farmers market in the area, and get some fresh food in that area that people can go to the farmers market, perhaps having it right there in Jerry Burrell Park. But we need some folks to step up to the plate and make it happen. And I think we've got some folks that may be willing to make that happen, even right there at the church, to make that happen for the Hamilton Hill area. We're going to keep moving along because we're starting to run a little bit low on time. The Hamilton Hill Block Party is on Saturday, July 26th. That's from noon to 4 p.m. on Duane Avenue. Also on Saturday the 26th, starting at 12:30 p.m. at Jerry Burrell Park, ends there too, is the March for Jesus. Praise and worship, got a live band, fun activities, free refreshments, ice cream. Contact Pastor C. Robert at 322-4511 for more information. In fact, the Christ Church also is involved in that over on State Street at State and Swan, and you can contact Reverend Brad Jones over that way. He'd be more than happy to give you and provide information as well. The Mount Pleasant Neighborhood Association picnic is coming up, and that's on August 14th. You can contact the Neighborhood Association via the city's website. More information available up there. You can also check out the Sun Facebook page at Schenectady United Neighborhoods. Check out their Facebook page. Also going on, the Mount Pleasant First Annual Community-Wide Garage Sale. That's on Saturday and Sunday, August 2nd and 3rd, from 9 to 5 p.m. A weekend permit is only $10. You can contact Pat Smith at 370-2260 for more information and for your permit. Schenectady Landlords Influencing Change, SLIC. Their first annual outdoor barbecue is coming up. That's on Wednesday, August 6th at 2101 Chrysler Avenue from 6 to 9 p.m. Hamburgers, hot dogs, beverages provided. Ask you folks to bring a dish to share. To attend or for more information, you can contact Chris Morris at 382-2606. The Woodlawn Neighborhood Association picnic is coming up. That's on Wednesday, August 13th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Woodlawn Park. Bring a dish to share or please make a donation. Also coming up on Saturday, August 16th, is a health fair at the Bridge Christian Church, 235 Crane Street. That's from 2 to 8 p.m. Right over on Crane Street. You can't miss the big sign there for Bridge Church. Admission is a non-perishable food item for the church's food pantry. For more information, you can contact Sharon Lynn Schmidt at area code 518-393-2116 or 518-956-2458 or by email at sliving8@gmail.com. The last thing I have to tell you about, folks, is I've got a couple of other appearances. Now, the Mount Pleasant Neighborhood Association picnic, the fine folks over there have asked me to provide their entertainment, and it's an honor to do so. Once again, that's on the evening of Thursday, August 14th, and I believe that's at 6 p.m. Also coming up this weekend, I've got a fundraiser coming up, and that's right at Central Park in the Rose Garden. It's called Just Desserts. It's a fundraiser for my candidacy for City Council, and you can find out more about that. But more so, it's about people getting together to meet other people. It's on Sunday, July 27th at 1 p.m. in Central Park. You can join me with my family and some great friends in the beautiful Rose Garden. Some tasty desserts by Chef Philip Bowden, and he's a very dear friend of ours from the Off the Couch gang, the Capital Region Off the Couch gang. And I'll tell you what, he is quite the chef. He's already given me some tastes of some of his fare, and it's absolutely fantastic. Come out, check it out. Also, our dear friend Amazing Grace and Leela Barber Pitts, many others, including my dear friend Kim Brandon, who I hadn't seen in 30 years, but I saw her just a few weeks ago over at the American Legion. They're going to be contributing some tasty treats. $15 go to that. You can check out the website at kelleherforcouncil.com. Also, on Sunday, August 3rd, at 1 p.m. at the American Legion Post 1092, we'll be having a pig roast over that way. $25 contribution goes to the fresh roasted pork provided by Donnie Birch's Sawmill Tavern. Entertainment by my friends Mike and Johnny from the Best Bet Band. They're going to do a great DJ and karaoke show. You can be out there to support our local veterans. Also, more tickets and information available there at kelleherforcouncil.com. And the last thing that I have about is, oh my goodness, there's just so much going on here in the city, isn't there? Good news for you and your family. Information on August 4th, 5th, and 6th from 5 to 6 p.m. Come out to the Central Park Pavilion. 5 o'clock, live music from Sound Doctrine, Echoes of Grace. At 5:30, you'll see the Reverend Al Baker about information on the answers to your family's needs. They'll also have a special children's program each day from 1 to 2 p.m. All are welcome. That's put on by the First Presbyterian Church, and that's at the Central Park Pavilion. Find out more information, stop by. You can contact them at 374-4546. Folks, that's about all I have time for, but really, once again, make sure you find out more information, be informed, go up to the City Council's website, get their information, get the agenda, or stop by, watch right here on sacc.tv. You can watch the City Council meetings, you can watch the City Council committee meetings. They go on, the City Council committee meetings are the first and third Thursdays of the month, or rather Mondays of the month, at 5 o'clock for summer hours. The City Council meetings are the second and fourth Mondays of each month. They go on at 7 o'clock. Be there a little bit early to make sure you sign up, get the information, be informed, and let your voice be heard. If you're afraid to speak, you shouldn't be. If you're afraid to speak, contact someone who will. This is your city, and it's time to make it yours, make it ours once again. Folks, that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm Joe Kelleher. It's been a pleasure to have you here with us. Schenectady Online with Joe Kelleher. We're here the fourth Thursdays before every City Council meeting. Make sure you check us out on the archives too at sacc.tv. Thanks. Have a good night.